Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well. What would you?
When is the clock?
You should ask what time of day. No clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Else, sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
And why not the swift foot of time, had that not been as proper?
No means, sir. Time travels at diverse paces with diverse persons. I can tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
Well, I prithee. Who doth he trot withal?
Marry, he trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day to solemnize. If it be but a sennight, time's pace is so hard that it seems the length of 7 years.
Who ambles time and all?
With a priest that lacks Latin, or a rich man that hath not the gout. For the one sleeps easily because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily because he hath no pain. The one lacking the burden of a lean and wasteful learning, and the other knowing no burden of heavy, tedious penury. These he ambles withal.
Who doth he gallop withal?
With the thief to the gallows. For though he go as softly as foot can fall, he thinks himself too soon there.
And who stays it still withal?
With the lawyer in his vacation. For though he sleeps between term and term, he perceives not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like a fringe upon a petticoat.
You native of this place?
As a coney that you would see well where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer and could be purchased and so removed a dwelling.
Yeah, I've heard so of many. Indeed, when old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak. He was an inland man in his youth, and he knew courtship well, for there he fell in love. I've heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offenses as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of women?
Oh, there were none principal. They were all like each other as halfpence are, each fault seeming monstrous, till his fellow fault come to find it.
I prithee recount some of them.
No. But I will not cast my physic away but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts this forest that abuses our young plants by carving the name Rosalind on their bark. Hangs on hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet this fancy monger, I would give him good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I'm even so love-shaped. Tell me your remedy.
Oh, there is none of my uncle's marks in you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I'm sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye, sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. With a beard neglected, which you have not. But for brother's revenue. But your clothes should be ungartered, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You would as soon make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she's apter to do than confess she does. This is the point in which women still give lie to their consciences. But in good sooth, are you he that hangs these verses on the trees, wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to the youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he. Oh, fortunate he.
And are you so in love as your rhymes speak?
The rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely madness, and deserves as well a dark house and whips as madmen do. Well, that the reason that they're not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet, I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure yourself?
Yes. One. Well, and in this manner. He was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo at me. But I would, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing, liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, and for every passion something, for no passion truly anything. But now, like him, then loathe him, then weep for him, then spit at him, then entertain him, then forswear him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook nearly monastic. Thus I cured him, and so will I take it upon me to wash your liver as clean as sound sheep's heart, that there is not one spot of love.
I would not be cured, youth!
I would cure you. If you would but call me Rosalind and come every day to my cot and to woo me.
Now, by the faith, my love, I will. I'm ready.
Go with me to it. Well, and you shall show me where in the forest you live. Come, will you go?
With all my heart, could you?
Nay, you must call me Rosalind.